Does stress get in the way of you being the best version of yourself? You know, we all have different stress thresholds. What overwhelms me may feel like a tiny blip to you. What's more, stress is unavoidable because it's an innate response to life's opportunities, circumstances, and challenges. The good news, though, is that some stress can be useful for you because it inspires focus and action. But there's always a flip side, right? And besides the detrimental health concerns such as high blood pressure, heart disease, and diabetes, stress can truly impact your ability to show up as the best version of you. Stress can leave you feeling overwhelmed and unable to manage pressure. It can spark nerves and panic, which reduce your emotional intelligence and your ability to think clearly. In turn, it becomes harder to feel decisive. You can miss out on opportunities too, believing that you can't cope with the pressure that they'll place on you. Stress can negatively impact your relationships as well, which causes you to maybe shut down or even push people away. And when stress gets out of control, it can have a detrimental impact on your quality of life and your ability to achieve your goals. That's why it's smart to have a series of techniques and tools in your toolbox so that you can better deal with stress when it does show up. Now, there's a second benefit too to knowing how to manage your stress. The more you can cope with pressure, the more capacity you'll cultivate to hold all that life has to offer, both the ups and the downs. So here are some simple yet powerful strategies that I personally use for managing stress. I hope you find them useful. So the first one is this: accept the moment as it is. A lot of the stress comes from resisting what is. Unfortunately, no amount of wishing can change the situation. What's present is present. The problem with resisting the now is that you give away all your power. You know, it's okay to feel angry, frustrated, overwhelmed, or whatever emotion a stressful situation creates for you. But don't make the mistake and don't let your feelings be the enemy. Permit yourself to feel them. Also allow yourself to accept them fully. Now, I know that may sound a bit weird, but while acceptance can be painful, it's also a hard-hitting reality check that sharpens your focus. When you're clear on what you're facing, you're in a better place to take action and find solutions. Secondly, breathe. Breathing is one of the simplest and quickest ways to combat stressful moments and situations. If you ever watch world-class athletes in stressful situations, you know what I mean. Because if so, you'll almost always see them taking deep breaths before tackling a stressful situation. Because deep breathing changes the way you feel by slowing your heart rate and allowing more oxygen into the bloodstream. This process increases the circulation of feel-good endorphins too. Now, a conscious focus on your breathing also brings your focus back to the present moment. It grounds you in what is happening now, not in what might show up in the future. The only time in which you can take action is the present moment. When you're present in the now, you tap into creativity and get clarity over your next steps. What's more, breathing can be done anytime, anywhere, even during a busy commute or an uncomfortable conversation. It's a practice that you can do here and now, and this accessibility is powerful. Third, create a stress log. Did you know that the average person has around 70,000 thoughts a day? That's crazy, right? What's more, a big chunk of those thoughts are low level and repetitive, meaning that they don't really go anywhere. And stress and overwhelm can take over your thinking. And when we're worried about something, our minds can take us all kinds of dark places and intimidating areas. As a result, we can find ourselves worrying about what might be, and often the thought of what might happen is a lot worse than reality. An overthinking, hyper-stressed mind has little space to breathe and let things be. But this is the power of a stress log. Now, I learned this technique from one of my coaching clients. Yes, coaches can learn too. I always say a good teacher is also a good student. So here's what I learned. Take all the things that are causing you stress and anxiety out of your head and write them down on paper. because you'll find this is a powerful strategy to free up headspace and bandwidth. See your stress log as an external brain, something that can hold everything safe for you, but without you needing to keep it in your mind. This process is surprisingly healing. The act of writing things down helps you organize and process information outside of your head. And with a clear head, stress takes on a different weight. When you see what's bothering you in the written word, you'll find it easier to spot priorities. You'll know where you've blown things out of proportion, and you'll also identify areas where you can take action. That's the power in unleashing the ability to move forward. And a stress log will help you do that. Lastly, for you to really reduce and manage your stress, you must take action. Stress can make you feel stuck and stagnant, and then the energy of stress compounds on itself, oftentimes leaving you feeling even worse. Doing something when you're stressed can help you work through the emotion and come out on the other side feeling much freer. Choose to believe there's always, let me say that again, there's always something that you can do in any stressful situation, even if the situation is overwhelming and tough. Step back, examine what's happening from the outside looking in, and just like you can always advise a good friend, you'll likely find the same words of wisdom for yourself. Just writing down an action plan can make you feel empowered, because at least you can see that there's a way forward, even if the road ahead isn't perfect. Try these strategies out the next time you're feeling stressed. They're simple and super easy to do, and more importantly, easy to implement. But the biggest benefit is you will have a better handle on how to deal with stress. Here's to less stress in your life.